of the day, you're always going to be able to come up with a million excuses as to why you can't do something. So instead, you've got to be coming up with a million reasons as to why you can. Hello everyone, it's Marie and welcome to Vlogmas Day 9. Vlogmas Day 9. So today I'm going to be talking to you about how you can live a really cool life, lead the life that you want to lead, go on trips, go to festivals, have fun, and also have to work a normal job. Summer 2016 was my best summer. I did so many amazing things. I worked at festivals, I volunteered festivals, I helped run festivals, I went to Amsterdam, went to the Peak District, I went camping, I went to Brighton. I did a whole ton of great things, and I was working on average 40 hours a week. And living in a house, paying rent and bills. So if I can do it, you can do it. So here are I cannot count. Here are my 4 tips on how you can work a regular job and do great fun things that you want to do. Tip number 1, and this is the most important thing, you need a flexible job. You cannot do all the things you want to do with a 9-to-5 office job. So you need to look into flexible jobs, 0-hour contracts, low-hour contracts. I know that they're quite controversial and some people hate them, but if you want to have a flexible life, you need a flexible job. Basically, you need to find yourself a job where you can guarantee your employer is going to give you enough hours to pay your rent and bills, but you've also got to be guaranteed that someone will cover you or that you'll be allowed the time off when you want it off. Over 2016, I have worked 2 jobs, one an 8-hour contract and one a 16-hour contract. I played with those jobs and manipulated them and let them work for me. One of my jobs was a tailoress job. The great thing about the job is because I was the only tailoress there, I was able to sometimes shift the days around and do the days that I wanted. So say I wanted to go away from Wednesday to Sunday and do like a long weekend trip away, I just worked the Monday and Tuesday that week. I was able to shift my days around and work at the beginning of the week, so I had the end of the week off to do what I wanted. With my other job, it was a part-time retail job. It was only 8 hours a week, but I knew that if I didn't have anything planned, they would give me overtime. On the weeks when I needed to go away and do great fun stuff, just worked say 8 hours on the Saturday, and then I had the whole week off. So really I was only scheduled to 1 day a week there, but I could guarantee if I needed overtime, they'd give me it. Usually when I wasn't busy and I wasn't doing stuff, I was working 40 hours, sometimes more than 40 hours a week with both my jobs combined. But when I needed the time off, I could go down to my contracted hours, which were very low, and just take the time off, and I didn't even have to use my holiday. So when I did take off the paid holiday, I had loads more time to do what I wanted. I still haven't used all of my paid holiday from work because my jobs are so flexible. I could still do what I wanted while keeping to my contract. So look into low-hour contracts and make sure you are confident that your manager will give you the overtime if you need it. You've just got to show your management and your colleagues that you are flexible. So if somebody asks you to cover for them and you're not doing anything, you should always cover for them. Always be the first person they go to for overtime. That way you can guarantee that they'll be more likely to give you the time off because you do them favours, but you'll also get more time when you need it the most. So flexible jobs, they are an absolute lifesaver. Look into them. My tip number 2 is cheap living. So don't live beyond your means, don't live beyond your low-hour contract. Just rent a small place, rent a cheap place. Obviously you're going to be working less hours because you're going to be doing travelling and lots of other great things, so just work enough to pay your bills, but try and keep your bills and rent as low as possible so that you can afford to take more time off work, because that's the whole thing. You want to be taking more time off work, having more fun. I know how hard it is. I don't live with my parents. I have to rent a 2-bedroom house because I need a spare room for my business. So I'm very lucky that I have a boyfriend, Andy, that I live with, and we both share the rent. You know, we combine our income and everything is shared. So if you can get like a housemate or live with a boyfriend, that's even better. Not just rent a room or live with your parents if you can. You don't need a lot of luxury stuff if you're going to be going away travelling and going to festivals a lot. Tip number 3 is fill in the gaps. So do weekend trips, go on day trips. There's so many great towns and cities probably within a 1, 2, 3, 4 hour train ride of you. Go on a day trip or stay away for the night. Do a weekend trip or just do a long weekend. I'm very lucky that I live in Europe, so I can hop on a plane and be in another country within 45 minutes to 3 hours. I'm really close to lots of amazing countries and I can just jump on planes for really, really cheap. So look into what trips you can do for 3 to 4 days. You don't need more than 3 days in a new city anyway. That's more than enough time. You can go to another country in a weekend, as long as it's justifiable and not too expensive. Do weekend trips, do midweek trips because they're cheaper. Just do what you can to shuffle your hours around at work and take those trips when you can. You don't have to book a whole week off work, you can do it in just a few days. Tip number 4 is have cheap holidays. So look on Skyscanner and find the cheapest flights, stay in an Airbnb, stay in hostels. When I went to Amsterdam, I stayed in a hostel, mixed room. Wasn't luxurious, but I got to stay in Amsterdam for an entire week and it was a great time. Take as many volunteer and workaway opportunities as you can. So the reason I went to so many festivals over the summer is because I didn't have to pay for many of them. Majority of the festivals I volunteered at, so I did like 4 hours work a day and got a free ticket for the festival, and they also included meals and gave me meals while I was there. So it's a win-win. All you have to do is pay to get there. So if you can volunteer festivals, majority of festivals need volunteers. A majority of events need staff and volunteers. So just check her out. If there's a festival you want to go to, see if you can volunteer it first. It's actually more fun volunteering because you get to meet everyone behind it and you get to become a part of the team, as you make more friends when you volunteer. I can guarantee it. It's much more fun to volunteer than to just go to the festival. Also look into paid work opportunities at festivals. Loads of festivals will hire bar staff and stewards and they'll actually pay them an hourly rate, sometimes a daily rate of like £100 a day. It depends what event you're doing. My brother works behind the bar at festivals. He serves drinks and he gets paid really good for those. So sometimes he'll come away with £300–400 per festival. It's a really good way of making really quick money. The only problem is the hours are longer and you don't really get to enjoy the festival, but they're usually really flexible, and if there's a band you want to see or something you want to take part in at that festival, they will be flexible with your hours. And there's always overtime opportunities, always. So I suggest looking into all of those things and you will be able to do anything that you want to do. At the end of the day, you're always going to be able to come up with a million excuses as to why you can't do something. So instead you've got to be coming up with a million reasons as to why you can. Anything is possible if you want it hard enough. Everybody has their own unique circumstances that hold them back in life. It's up to you to overcome your unique obstacles and do the things that you want to do. Everyone is capable of creating a life that they want. You've just got to believe that you can do it and actually make it happen. So I hope this video helped, and I'll see you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 10. Tomorrow is going to be a good vlog because tonight I am going to see Skillet, which is one of my favourite bands in Camden Town, London, so I'm going to be vlogging all of that today. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this video, and I hope it helped you. Leave a comment below, let me know if any of these tips helped you. Leave a comment below, let me know if any of these tips helped you, and please share your tips and advice for doing the things you want to do, living the life you dream of while also having to work. So I'll see you next time. Bye.